Classic Tales. Welcome to NIGHTCAT Classic Tales. Normally I have everything put back where it's supposed to be, but we're live, and I don't have any... Okay, well, that's where that goes for now. NIGHTCAT Classic Tales is the part of the show where I tell you about one of my past experiences. This one happened when I was 21. Oh, excuse me. It was 2012. I was once upon a time a contestant on a reality show called The Biggest Loser. And if you don't know anything about the show, basically they take, fat people from all over America, they put us in adult fat camp, and they make us work out and do these crazy challenges and vote each other out and cry and puke and get to the root of our emotional issues and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, one of the challenges that we did on Biggest Loser was a bubblegum pit. I want you to, oh, that's me with Dolvette, by the way. Me and Dolvette on the actual ranch, but that's not what we're here for. I want to show you the bubblegum pit. Now, I couldn't find a really clear picture of the actual pit, but I think this GIF speaks volumes as to what was happening. The idea was they had built giant gumball machines. You would run through the bubblegum pit, get a gumball, which is actually a giant medicine ball, carry it back through the bubblegum pit, and you put it on the other side. Now, the way Hollywood reality show competitions work is that they hire testers to see if it's safe and if it's effective, if it actually looks good. I'm going to leave him up there for a while because I just think he's hilarious. They want to make sure that the challenges are safe for the contestants, because if your contestant gets injured, you're out a lot of money. So they're just like, we'll pay someone else $100 to get hurt. Well, the testers got there, and they got through the bubblegum pretty easy, so they kept adding mix. And the bubblegum, I guess, is made out of the same thing that Nickelodeon slime is made out of, aka Elmer's glue, is realistically what it ended up being. So the testers were going through it too fast. It wasn't going to be an exciting thing, so they kept adding powder to it until they got right to the consistency that they wanted. Well, that was in the middle of the day. When the sun went down, it was cold, and that pile of goop had been sitting in the sun drying out all day. So by the time we got there, it was much, much harder to get through than they had anticipated, and it took us forever to get through it. Like, honestly, I think if I had gone face down, I probably would have just been stuck. I don't know that they would have been able to rescue me in time. It was that bad. It was like quicksand. You couldn't get out of it. I made the mistake, obviously, of putting my hands in, and then there was just bubblegum all over my hands for the rest of my entire life. I did almost puke inside of that bubblegum pit. Now, here's the worst part, though. The challenge ended up taking so long that we bumped into crew lunch. And if you don't know anything about unions, they're pretty strict about when you can and cannot take a lunch break. So they had their lunch break, and we just had to sit there and goop because we hadn't filmed our after challenge interviews yet. So they made us sit in a tent in the freezing cold, just wet. Imagine being in wet clothes, sticky all over, and you're freezing, and they won't let you take a shower because you need to look gross for the interview. Oh, I was so mad. So we sat in there for an hour, and then finally, they were like, you know what, we'll let you wash a little bit off, but just mostly stay the same. We're like, oh, thank God, thank you. And they take us over, and we think we're gonna go into the house and just, have a quick wash in the sink. They pulled up a water truck, and they opened up the side and let us hose off like German shepherds. And that was how, so we sat there in this like little stream of water like raccoons, just frantically trying to get the bubblegum off of us, but not too much bubblegum because we still had to do the friggin' interviews. And then by the time we actually got through all of our interviews, the bubblegum had hardened so bad that they cut most of us out of our clothes. We couldn't even salvage the clothes that they had left. So next time you think that reality TV is all fun and glamorous and Kim Kardashian-y, just remember that I was hosed off at fat camp covered in bubblegum. It's not all it's cracked up to be. That is NIGHTCAT.